Okay, episode number. Oh, okay.
10?
I don't know.
10. What do you mean? Don't
10.
restart it. It's 10.
Okay. Well,
They don't know that.
whatever
but we
episode
do.
it is.
It's 10.
This one, we're going to focus on the community. A lot of things happening in the community. A lot of great things. A lot of we touched on the auction last week, so we're going to go through and just a little teaser. We are down for the nights down to I think the final 6 pieces for the year, and still to this day, I still see things about how do I get nominated. So we're going to spend a few minutes on that.
Stay to the end of the episode,
Yeah,
and we'll talk about that then. you know?
Yeah.
Algorithm.
Okay, but let's start here. Auction. Bang.
These are the results
The results of the
from
auction.
the Friday night auction we told you about. We told you it was going to be sick.
Yep.
Look at some of these prices.
The prices are unbelievable. So Bacon Lovers Auction, it's every other Friday.
So not this week, but
next week. Please pause, look through this, but there's a few we just want to highlight.
Yeah,
that.
of course. I'll talk about the high and low, and then you can talk about the other two you want to mention.
Sure, go for
So
it.
obviously the Beneath the Surface, which is the Chester from Lincoln Park piece, went for $550. That is about the lowest price for a Piggy that I think you could possibly get.
100%.
And then there was a T206 Lewis Hamilton. I think it was atomic. It was a nice variant for
Very
sure.
nice.
And that one went for $1,800. That's definitely from like a long era ago.
Right.
So that's the range, right? $550 to $1,800 was all 10 pieces were within there.
Yeah.
Most of them right around $1,000, like we said. So there's, I know, 2 that you want to particularly highlight.
So one I want to highlight is the Wavy Hedgehog that went for $1,100. I
That's
think
a
that's
joke.
a steal.
It's a
a
joke.
steal of a price.
Yeah.
I actually did a little bidding on that one. I think it's a great piece, and what a steal of a price. And the other one is the Easy Money Sniper. I happened to miss this one. I don't know why. This one went for $1,000. I mean, Durant.
That's got to be like a 5 or 6 pop piece. Like it's just insane for a piece like
it's
that.
unbelievable.
To go around.
So, reiterate what we said last week. If you are new to the community and you want to find deals, this is the place. You want to get older pieces, see things that just don't pop up as often. They're not on eBay. They're not in the Discord often. This is the place to be. Mm-hmm. So
next thing we want to talk about are 3 different community members that have all been hosting some giveaways here.
Giveaways, yes.
So go ahead and let it rip. Who are the 3 people real quick? Let's just highlight them real quick.
All right, Skyridge, Jeremy. He's doing a newcomer giveaway. I think he's on his second one. He's done a few of them, so big props out to him.
I know there's some stipulations, I think he's asking that it's held for at least a year. Yeah. I think you've got to have less than 3 pieces. I mean, I think, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but it's definitely helping out the newcomers to the community.
Growing the base, growing the base.
Second, Bat Dad Van, Ryan. He did an auction. It was actually for a night piece. He did an auction on it, and he donated the money from there to the Dana Farber Cancer Institute. So that's a great donation, great work.
Piggy's
Ryan.
helping to cure cancer now.
Yeah, I mean, donations.
What can't they do? What can't they do?
And then lastly, this is a little bit of a late shout out, but Jordan Air Collects.
Air Jordan Collects.
Air Jordan Collects, but Jordan, good friend of ours, has done an amazing giveaway. He did a month of giveaways, I believe it was.
Now, sadly, those are art card pieces.
Art card pieces.
I think at least 1 or 2 days was Piggy though.
Yes, he did have Piggies in there.
Which anyone giving away a Piggy is nicer than me. I'm not giving fucking any Piggies, but you can.
So I guess there's no giveaways for this show, huh?
Well, I might give away some shirts from my pickleball t-shirt company, Undefeated in Warm-Ups.
Ooh.
Anyone watching now has the potential to be amongst the first 2 customers.
is that your Money Band era
This
shirt?
is definitely the Money Band era shirts. It says warm-up champion, still undefeated.
Yeah.
I've never lost in warm-ups.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, after that, I have a diatribe that I want to go off on. I want to push to make certs irrelevant. Again, that's a Mkuga.
Mkuga?
Makes sense. MCIA. It's not a nice word.
Makia.
Makia. And I want a Makia because I see too many people in a spot where they are having deals get ruined because they don't have this little thing. Now, obviously, I also think there is a big disconnect between eras. I think if you are in the metal card cert era, there isn't really that much of an excuse to not have it. I mean, because there's like a built-in spot for it in the lid and also in the box if it's not in the lid. But all of these pieces are fingerprinted and autographed by our Lord and Savior.
Yes.
So I don't think you need more of a cert than that until, I mean, let's say that fake piggies became an issue.
I was going to say.
Let's say it became an issue, which as far as I know, it isn't.
If you've seen a fake piggy, let us know.
But if fake piggies become an issue, then okay, maybe there's a push to make certs relevant again. But right now, it's just such a nonsense thing to be so concerned about. And like, I don't know. I think there's too much. It's a one of one already. Like this isn't something that requires this other intangible little thing. This other little just
to make it legitimate,
inconsequential thing.
Well, it's interesting, right? If you look at the older pieces,
no one's got certs.
So some don't have certs, but some that do, it doesn't even say the piece's name on it. It just says the variant.
Yeah.
That's all it says, right?
Yeah. So basically, my dream would be that as a whole, we just said, actually, like, we don't really even care about certs. Like, if everybody just said, we don't care about certs, it's not a thing for us, then obviously it wouldn't be an issue if anyone were to lose a cert. Like, to think that your piece that's a $2,000 piece is not worth it because you don't have this little thing
metal
with it.
plate.
Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, it doesn't change the art at all. Who is, unless you have a 400, displaying the fucking cert?
Yeah.
Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Guys, we're doing this because we like the art.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for other reasons, you're doing it in the wrong. If you're doing it because you like the certs, just like collect credit cards. You know what I mean? Like,
so if I say this should be standard. If a cert would break your deal, make sure you ask the person if they have the cert. Don't receive it and be like, oh, there's no cert. So you can kindly be like, oh, is there a cert? If not, no worries. But if you're gonna be like, oh, I need a cert.
No.
That you need to ask that up front.
There was a deal that went down that I don't know if you saw in the last, like yesterday, I think it was.
Oh, I didn't
But
see.
basically, I think even the guy asked, is everything included? Is a cert included? The guy said yes, and the guy shipped without it, which obviously that's fucked up.
That's different.
That's not right. That's not transparency. But it still should be that the cert doesn't matter.
Right.
And we should just like, if you have the art that you appreciate, that's the important thing. Yeah. Honestly, like a lot of the pieces that I have didn't come in a box. Didn't come with it. Like it's not the way that I got them. So I don't know. I think that everyone needs to fucking chill. I know for me, I actually will be unpopular opinion. I hate the boxes. I hate that it comes with anything because I just like this. I just want the art in the Phantom. That's all I need.
I will tell you, I have the biggest issue with so many boxes. I have boxes.
Where do you put them?
I have boxes in guest room. I have them in my man cave. I have them in the garage. They're everywhere.
And mine, the top always seems to be too hard to get out.
It's impossible.
It's always a little too hard.
But one time my dad came into my house and he goes,
Samir, what are these boxes?
What are these black boxes? And he goes, and why do you have so many white gloves? What are you doing with them? What are you doing with these gloves? You're married now. I don't know.
What does that have to do with being married? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we know Jason shower time. Anyways.
Okay. Next up on our agenda, it did finally come true. Did put together a dream set for myself, which is the stark contrast set in full refractor, all three colors. Could not have done it without Sith Life Crisis and Collector Drew. It was actually funny. We were all sitting here. We were all talking about the stark contrast that we had because Sith Life Crisis has a set. I have a set. And Drew just had the black refractor. I had the black twill. And Tade had green refractor. I'm sorry, Sith Life Crisis had green refractor, had black atomic, and had like yellow angel dust, I think. So I had black twill, I had green link, and I had yellow refractor. Those are my three. So I'm sitting there like, whoa, guys, like we have the refractor set at this table. Like, how are we gonna get this going? And they're like, oh, no. And Sith Life Crisis was like, oh, okay, so like the black atomic was given to me by I'm Watching Collects. And so because of that, it's like too special to me. I'm like, okay, well, like then sounds like, me or Drew should do the set. And Drew's like, actually, like I'm kind of trying to like get out of my stark contrast. I'm like, all right, well, like kind of sounds like then I should do it then, And of course, Drew like hates twill, so like I had to like find someone else who wanted a black stark contrast, which took a lot longer than it should have, given that that's like the hardest to find in that thing. But Sir Samwise grabbed it from me for his set, and then I used that money to buy Drew's. So now I had black and yellow refractor, and I had green link, and they had to trade that for green sequence because rightfully so, Sith Life Crisis didn't want the green link. So I get green sequence, and then I just this last Saturday made the move for the green refractor. Have all three. My OCD is like
done
through the roof. It's just it feels so good.
So I saw you put individual photos. Can you put a three-piece photo of all three of them together so I can post it?
I can't because my photo box isn't big enough to put 3 wide. So I'll figure something out. But like I don't know. I'm like.
Well, you have until today to do it.
Why don't you just put my video here?
No, 30 videos. I'm all three turning at the same time. No,
I just made a video of all three. They just keep rotating, so you could just put it on for like
Oh, okay. You have
whatever.
To do all three.
Anyway, we could either put all the pictures up real quick, or I don't know. You'll figure it out. You're getting so good at the editing.
Oh boy,
You're
yeah,
getting so good.
So good.
Also, huge shout out to Coco Banks.
Yes.
Probably a more challenging thing than the Stark Contrast 3-piece set is his Smells Like Team Rocket in matching bubble. When's the last time you saw a black label of that available?
No. That rarely comes around. I don't know if there was one that came last week and that's how he completed it, but it never comes around.
No,
black
it's
label.
so hot.
Black
so
label
hot.
does it.
Excellent work, Coco.
Yeah, good job, man.
Great
Good
job. And then we're gonna get the next thing on there is what we're gonna talk about last. So we've got Samir's Fuck You of the Week.
Oh, so new segment, when it fits, but I definitely have a Fuck You of the Week. I made a deal with
Set Collector.
Set Collector. We were doing a variant swap. He needed a regular label, Brainstorm. I needed a black label. So I would have that whole set in black label. And I was getting getting 3 from him, okay? We were doing a big trade, just variant swaps. So 2 boxes. One comes, open it, okay, awesome. The other box, I look, wow, this is dinged up on the side. I open it up, nothing's inside. Fuck you, FedEx, and fuck you to whoever jacked that thing out of the mail. That piece went missing. It is a matte black label Brainstorm right here. If anybody in the community sees it, please let us know. That person needs to be. They'll be black.
They'll get what's coming.
Yeah, they'll get what's coming.
Well, I don't know how they're gonna. Anyway, just Karma will take care of it.
Karma will take care of it. Anyway, but I'm happy to say that we've made the situation right. Set Collector, and we brought in our good friend, Diamond Joe.
I saw that.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Nice.
And we have made this situation right, and I want to say a big thank you, and I appreciate both of them, Diamond Joe and Set Collector.
Nice.
And I'm just waiting now for that piece to come, and I will have the complete set.
Nice, we love that.
Yes.
Okay, and then we talked about how Vince was all about he's a fucking Poke nerd and whatnot, and so we told him to make a video.
So this is last week when we talked about the drop, the Espetron drop. So Jason and I are big fans.
We're grown men.
Yes.
We're not, little kids.
So we have our interests that we know that we're very knowledgeable about. Obviously, last week, Tron, Pokemon, we're not the most knowledgeable. So our friend Vince, we know he's very knowledgeable. So he was like, guys, is it all right if I just send a little informational video?
Yeah.
So let's watch it.
Hey friends, my name is Vin. Love the show. I love watching Jason and Samir just have casual friend and collector conversation and kind of give their opinions on it. So today I'm trying to help them out with a little bit of backstory about the Umbreon and the Espeon Tron helmet series. So obviously I don't have an Espetron companion set, sadly. I did not hit that. I will be looking for one. This is my plug. If you know anybody that has one, I'm looking. Anyway, so let's start with Umbreon because obviously I have both a white label and a black label here. Shout out to a friend who's letting me borrow this one for this video. This one here is mine. Super pleased with them both. I love the white label because you get to see a lot of the detail in the art. It's clean. It's oh my gosh, it's precise. I prefer the white label for Umbreon, but I prefer the black label for Espeon. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. So the significance behind these pieces, if you don't know anything about these two, Espeon, who is based off of a Japanese cat, she is a psychic Pokemon, and Umbreon is a darkness Pokemon, and These are their standard colors. So 1 in a million Pokemon, let's just say, could be shiny. And sometimes that means they will be a different color than they currently are. So Umbreon, for example, will be black. Instead of yellow, you'll see blue. And that's what you get to see during the black label here. So the significance is why are they a different color? This is a standard Umbreon, and this is a shiny Umbreon. And I think the studio did an amazing job at bringing that to the forefront of collectors. So collectors would know this right away. However, folks like Jason and Samir are probably like, where's the soccer piece? But so I absolutely love that. You get to see both the shiny variant on here. You get to see the moon in the background because he is a darkness type Pokemon. If you didn't know, these both evolved from Eevee, which is what I'm dressed as. I normally don't dress like this. But if you reach max friendship level with an Eevee at nighttime, it will evolve into an Umbreon. Hence why you get to see the moon in the background for the Umbreon, which is great. And then if you reach max friendship level with an Eevee during the daytime, you get Espeon. And I think that the big significance is there's so many little details here. Obviously, the helmet is going to be based off of Tron, which was a pretty cool movie back in the 90s. It was a really big hit when it came out in 2010 for Tron Legacy, and we're getting the third installment here in just a couple weeks. Back to the pieces. There's one last piece that I would like to point out. Jason mentioned before the avatars inside, like the people inside the helmet. Is there any significance to that? Because Jason's like a big details person. He likes to see, like, is there any significance here? How is it relatable here? Is there any hidden meaning? And, it's piggy banks. Come on, guys. They do a lot of hidden meanings in a lot of their pieces, and that's some of the things that we love about them is the little Easter eggs that they hide in their pieces, and it's incredible work. I mean, how they had a community chasing down little puzzle pieces in backgrounds for 6 months, and nobody knew why. And because we're all enjoy the details of the art. A couple of things that I really wanted to point out about these pieces are the avatars. So obviously there was speculation for the Umbreon. It was a male avatar who didn't really have any super significance. A lot of people speculate, is it red? Is it ash? I think it was just a male avatar. But you could see the application of intention in the second piece. So once we got to Espitron, you can definitely tell that the avatar they were inspired by the show, and they incorporated the avatar's name is Sakura from the TV show. And Sakura is the only one with a trained Espeon in the show. We only see 2 during the entire anime. One in the wild, and then one from the trainer Sakura. And you can tell it's her by the little swoopy purple hair, or at least inspired by her. So I think that's what they were really trying to hint at. So the quick question is, or the quick answer, Jason, yes, they are inspired by Pokemon. The people are real people. They are inspired by Tron. You can see that the digital helmets are friggin' sick. Also, little plug, this one I think is incredible. If you get either of these pieces in Gritty, which is the digital grid, it relates to Tron. It's a mixture of angel dust. Sick. That's, I think, going to be the holy grail of these 2 mini sets, or this one mini set, these 2 pieces. If you get it in Gritty, you won the lottery. But that's it. Thanks, guys.
Fucking nerd.
Dork. And what a freaking lie. He wears that shit every day. He sits at the computer.
That's what he was wearing when he made this baby.
I bet you that's what he wore on his wedding day.
Okay, and then
anyways,
finally...
Thank you, Vince. To all the other folks who, were able to agree or get more educated on it, awesome. There are times when we don't know everything, very rare. But times we don't know everything. If that's the case, hit us up and say, I would love to send a video with some more detail on this piece because I absolutely love it. Message us and do it.
You could be our expert for something in the episode.
Expert, yeah.
Okay, and then finally, the reason that you are all still watching the video, that we want to talk about the Knights.
Yes.
We want to talk about the nomination process. I know
Right.
for me, which I'm not a Knight, but I have I've been lucky enough to naturally, over the time, developed relationships with a lot of people who are Knights, who before they were Knights.
Right.
And also, some people posts since they've been knights, but just made these relationships. And I know that I think Addict NYC, who is a knight, he posted, look, don't have our first conversation be, please nom me for this knight piece.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that because you are a knight, it would be nice to at least talk about what people should do if they find themselves needing a knight piece.
Right.
And how do you go about it? Who should you reach out to? Let's get as much information as we can out here without outing everybody personally.
Right. So let's start with how many nominations there are. Okay, so there's 25 total knights.
And 35 pieces per night drop.
35 total pieces per night drop. So 25 knights have the option to put a nominee. They can, or they could choose not to, or you could have knights put multiple of the same person, which increases their chances, because there's only 10 pieces that go to the public.
So if you get one nomination, 40% chance to get
Right,
that.
right. So that's first understand when you're going for a nomination, what are your chances, right? Because if you get the nom, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when it comes to knights, what we really like to say, I'll talk for me personally, right? I'll say some general stuff because we do communicate a lot, but everybody has their own process. I have always typically nominated people that were either referred through people I know, so they have a place in the community where they built relationships with trustworthy collectors, right? And they have a niche space, they have a genre, right? Pokemon, I know everyone's a Pokemon genre, right? That's their main genre, right? But there's all these other areas that, as knight pieces, have you seen, is very broad.
Very.
So one is get into the community, make connections, communicate with people, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be a knight, but start making that foundational connection.
That's a great point, because if someone was out there going, just so everyone knows, like, I'm the biggest fucking Kill Bill fan.
Right.
Like, love Uma Thurman.
Yes.
Huge. I'm looking for the Quentin Tarantino director piece. Like, that's one of my grails. And then the fucking salty
sodium
pops up, the sodium. It's just like, hey guys, everyone, like, give it to this guy.
And
like,
that's happened, right? There's some big players in the community who have made contacts with these different areas. And there are pieces that come through and they're like, the perfect example was the Ken Griffey Just a Kid piece. Baseball drops don't happen often. I think this,
First one in a while.
First one in a while for Ken Griffey especially. And there are folks that are not necessarily always involved in the community, but they have some major connections of people who they deal with, who they talk piggies with, and they understand, hey, look at my collection, Ken Griffey. I have all these things. So those people, reach out to the knights. Now, I think the strongest way, though, to get a nomination is build those relationships with the knights. Okay?
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
But the thing is, why is it that you're always getting hit up the day of, right? You have the opportunity to connect with the community and talk to the knights beforehand.
Yeah.
The dinner, a lot of folks came out to me, nice to meet you, right?
Yeah.
We went around. I get messages from the community all the time, like, nice collection. And for me, I want to know the community. I'll message back. I will have that communication and talk. And, maybe potential trades or like, hey, what's your interest? This last person who I nominated for this recent One Piece piece, I've been talking to that person for probably a month and a half. And it was just general conversation. They had a piece I was interested in. We went back and forth. Nothing, came to fruition for a while. But I ended up building a relationship with that person. And when they were like, I'm really interested, I asked, what does this piece mean to you? Right?
Yeah.
And when a knight asks you that, please don't go put it in ChatGPT, a write-up.
Why not?
I think it really comes down to communicating, getting to know people, and also doing things within the community, right? I know there's people who are new, they're able to get pieces, but then they really get involved. They get active in the Discord.
Yeah.
And those are the things
It is
that
nice
really
to
show.
see some people, you see a new name and you start to see it more and more and more
Yeah.
and more and more. And the next thing you know, they've got like 10 pieces. You're like, hey, look at this. You wiggled your way in.
Right. And I don't like, you see that, and that's always great to see. I understand that, these piggy banks pieces are not always the, most affordable for everyone. So it shouldn't really, for me, it's not necessarily about the count, but it's how you're involved, right? What are the communication you're doing, always being a part of the different, Discord channels. or Instagram, and talking about, these are my favorite things. I would love to see these pieces in the future. This is something I really like. Or, hey, celebrating wins with your community members too.
I knew that it was something that was great for me when people who I had been friends with for a while became knights, and then it was sometime in January, and I got this like, what's your genre message, And it's like, well, that's obviously when the system's working perfectly.
Right.
I'm not out there hunting for any one particular thing, barking up anyone's tree, trying to get anything else, but they're going, hey, if something comes up that I could nom you for, what is it, And I think that's like the right way to go about it, a much more organic way than just like, hey, know that I need something from you. Could you please help me? Like,
No, I mean, some of the conversations I've had, there are folks that I've become really close with, and they're just like, hey, if there's ever a piece in this genre, please consider me.
Yeah.
And
And I know you're also a good guy that when we had the first dinner and you sat down at the table, you go, okay, everyone at my table, you get a nom.
Yeah. So we came to the dinner, and I was so
good people
happy
at your
with the
table
I had
too.
amazing people at my table, people who I talk to regularly, and I put them for nominations, and I believe everyone has hit. I think there's one person who has not, but hopefully the right piece will come for them, and we can nominate them again. So,
I think that's it.
Outside of that, let's see. The email, the Instagram,
and the subscribe,
the YouTube,
and the
subscribe,
like, and the notification bell.
I really would like
comments.
I really would like to have like a mailbag session, right?
Well, we have that for the
Yes.
at the end of the sports episode that we do next.
Okay. Well, it's coming, but send some more in.
Yeah.
All right. We do a whole episode on mailbag.
More.
All right. Bye.